All right, here we are once again. Put it on record. The podcast about DJing by DJs for DJs. It's been a long time, but this is long overdue, mainly because I've been paying for this podcast feed for maybe like 2 years on a monthly basis without actually putting episodes up. So time to actually make this worth the money. Also because a lot of things have happened since the last time we spoke to you, and there's always a lot of information that I want to share with DJs that I feel like will be helpful. And there's only so much I can talk about on social media, but podcast is long form audio, so you can listen to this at length in your car or at the gym or whatever, and I can have a 30-minute to hour conversation without feeling like I need to rush all the information. So here I am. If you're listening to this, that means you've been a subscriber for a while, and we appreciate it because there hasn't been an update. I know you probably looked like, oh man, there's a new episode. So shout out to y'all. Once again, my name is DJ Burn. Big shout out to Don't Fret and Recio. They will be on episodes when available. But we're all busy. So, take what you can get. Also, in the past, we've done interviews with DJs, and that's going to continue because the whole purpose of starting this was for two reasons. One, when I perform next to DJs, there's 5 or 10 minutes before or after where we can actually talk and discuss, and we have shared experiences that other people that aren't DJs wouldn't be able to relate to. So it's good to share those stories. And outside of the music somebody plays and what I see on social media, I don't really know a lot about these DJs. And so just having a conversation for more than 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that about you. Other people should know that. So there'll be guests in the future, DJs that need to be highlighted here in Columbus, Ohio, and Ohio in general, and across the country, across the globe. I met a bunch of dope DJs since the last time we recorded an episode, and I definitely want to, give them the exposure they deserve, and so you can learn something about different DJs. This is kind of hard to do when you're sitting there talking to yourself, but I do want to get this information out, so bear with me if I say a lot of and like, because I'm not a professional speaker, I'm a DJ. Also, this is the first time this is going to be available on YouTube because visuals are important, and all great podcasts should have some kind of visual element because people are going to see clips first, small 60-second clips, and that's going to draw attention to the longer episodes. So you got to have some visuals. And that actually is the first topic of the day, but we'll get to that in a second. But so these episodes moving forward are going to be informational. It's going to be stuff that DJs can learn from, whether it's about DJing or about what comes with having the business of DJing, equipment, social media promotion, marketing, content, networking, all that. We're also going to talk about, current issues or experiences that we have as far as navigating nightlife and the landscape of DJing, whether it's nightlife, corporate events, all that. And we're also going to talk about, just trends and things you will want to know whether you're a DJ or not, whether you enjoy music, whether you enjoy entertainment, nightlife, lifestyle, whatever. What I'm not going to do is spend a lot of time complaining or having DJ gripes, because there are 1,000 podcasts for that. And you see that on social media all day. I'm not just going to have empty complaints about, oh, you see this DJ did this, that's trash, or I can't believe they're doing this, this is whack. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of everybody's time, in my opinion. But we are going to critique things that are happening in the DJ world and talk about how they can be improved, because if you're going to criticize without giving any advice, then what's the purpose? So that's what you can expect from Put It On Record, a podcast about DJing, hosted by DJs, brought to you by DJs. DJ Burn, Recio, Don't Fret. We still out here. We still doing our thing. Let's get to the first topic. So for the first topic, this is like really one of two reasons why I even took the time to record this episode, because I get questions all the time on social media about different DJ things. And, if you know me, I don't mind sharing information. I'm not gatekeeping information, especially if it's going to help you get to where you need to go as far as a DJ, as far as being a DJ is concerned. So this question is something I get all the time as I've put more mixes on YouTube and I've gained some traction on there. DJs ask me, how do you put music on YouTube without it being flagged or blocked? or how do you monetize it? So here is the answer in long form. To my knowledge, there's no list that says what songs are valid and which ones aren't as far as blocking is concerned, as far as copyright is concerned. But to my knowledge, you cannot monetize somebody else's music in your mix on anything longer than 1 minute on YouTube. So don't worry about monetizing it. YouTube Shorts, that's a different story, and we'll talk about that later. But if you want to do a 30 minute or hour mix or whatever, you can do it. But this is what you need to be aware of. Certain songs, when you DJ a mix and you put it on YouTube and you include a song, one of three things are going to happen. One, it's going to be fine, visible everywhere, no problem. Two, it's going to be blocked in certain countries, but not all. And three, it's going to be blocked everywhere, so nobody can see it. What you want to avoid is the third option there. The second option is something that happens on all my videos, so that's not a problem. Because typically, if YouTube blocks a song in certain countries, it's usually in Russia and one other country, and that doesn't matter because if you're listening to this, you probably want your stuff to be heard in North America or the UK. So Russia is fine. So the problem is, as you know, if you've recorded a mix, you sit down, record a mix, record visuals, take an hour, you edit it and all that, you upload it to YouTube. You don't know until you upload it that, hey, this song or these two songs or these three songs blocks the video everywhere so nobody can view it. So you want to avoid that ahead of time. And this is how you do that. Shout out to DJ Got a Lot, who's told me this on social media. I don't know if I knew this beforehand, but I don't want to not give somebody else credit because this person definitely told me this. So therefore, shout out to them. This is what you do to avoid this, and this will save you a lot of time. So let's say you want to do a mix, and let's say you have 30 songs you want to put in the mix, right? Like I said, there's no way to find out before you upload it to YouTube what songs are going to be blocked so that the video can't be viewed anywhere. So what you want to do is open up your favorite video editing program, which, you know, is Premiere or Final Cut or iMovie, whatever it is. Open up a new project, put a picture in there, just a still image. It doesn't matter what it is, and you'll see why in a minute. And then just stretch it and make it as long as you need it to, like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. Then on the audio tracks, take that folder of songs, the MP3s or the waves or whatever you use, and just drop them into that video editing program so that they're lined up one by one and they come one after the other. Don't have to mix them. Don't have to do any editing. Just put them on the timeline so they're included in the video. So once you do that, let's say you have 30 songs, right? You drop them in YouTube, in Premiere, and let's say it makes a 60-minute video, right? You drag the photo over to 60 minutes so that it's basically a long video, 60-minute video of a still image and different songs playing one after another. Save it, render it, and render it in the lowest quality too, so it's the smallest file. It doesn't have to be 4K 1080p because it doesn't matter. Log into YouTube, upload your video, title it whatever you want. I usually just put test, and then save it as an unlisted link so that nobody can see it. So what'll happen is once it's done uploading and once YouTube is done processing it, they'll tell you like, oh, these songs are blocked. These songs are blocked just in Russia. These songs are blocked everywhere. And then you'll know like, okay, I got to take out song number 6, 7, 8 out of my mix. So then you just take those out of the crate. And once you take out all the songs that are blocked everywhere, now you have a list of songs that you know won't be blocked everywhere. And then you can go make your mix, you know, set up your camera, do the mixing or whatever, do the post-production as far as editing the video, adding the audio track over it, upload it. And now you know those songs won't be blocked everywhere. And there you go. That saves you some time as opposed to making a whole mix ahead of time and uploading it. That's what I do. All my videos on my YouTube channel, the long form videos, I can't monetize them once again because it's other people's creative works. And I mean, that makes sense. What's the purpose of uploading videos if you can't monetize them? Well, it's just all about advertising yourself. I've gotten several national bookings for weddings and corporate events and parties just because they seen my mix on YouTube. And if you didn't know this, because it was a surprise to me because I don't do it, a lot of people will put on a YouTube mix before they listen to the radio or listen to a streaming service because they just want to see somebody get busy. So why not be you? You know what I mean? So that's how you upload mixes on YouTube without them getting blocked. Is just do some preparation beforehand, and hopefully that helps you. I was going to talk about social media growth, but That's a really detailed conversation. It's probably going to take, I don't know. I can spend a whole hour on strategically creating content for growth, but you guys let me know. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, or if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment on YouTube if you want tips and tricks on how to grow on social media. What I can tell you quickly is that when you make content, figure out who you're making it for and don't overthink it. But what I do want to talk about in relation to that is there's a lot of commotion going around about the apartment style DJ sets and the content. If you're not familiar with this, if you've ever seen a clip of somebody DJing either in their living room or on their couch, and it's like people in the background and all that, there's a lot of commotion going on around that. And I did want to talk about that because I recently actually made a video in that style, and it actually contributed to my growth on social media. And I want to talk about that. So we see these apartment style videos, and amongst my DJ friends, we talk about how most of the time the reactions seem a little forced, and they seem a little, just basically forced to overemphasize a transition or whatever. And so I thought it would be funny for me to make a video basically playing into that and like overdoing it. So around Thanksgiving, my wife and I wanted to have some people over at the house. And so we did something called Wingsgiving, where you basically just, everybody brings over a 6-piece of whatever wings they want. Either they're store-bought, restaurant-bought, fast food, or they made them themselves. And everybody bring a 6-piece, mix and match, get whatever you want. We liquor, sides, we have a good time. So we did Wingsgiving. It was a 3-hour thing. And the last hour, I let everybody know, like, hey, while everybody's here, I'm going to record a mix for YouTube. If you don't want to be in the video, you don't have to be. But that's why we're doing it at the end, because you can still come, eat, and leave if you don't want to be on the video. But there will be a video recorded. And some of my friends, I instructed them. I said, hey, we're going to make fun of this. So whenever you see me do something, like press a button or do the most meaningless thing, I want you to overreact to it, to make fun of it. And so I recorded the Wingsgiving mix. It's on YouTube right now. And that was that. It was a decent mix. It was cool. Now, funny thing is, I told a couple people that were there that ahead of time, but I don't think anybody remembered outside of the one person that did it at the beginning. He like basically overreacted to me just pressing my drop. So I can say that all the reactions in the video, especially the main ones that got the most traction, were genuine. So anyways, I started to clip up certain mashups and different reactions that I got from the video and put them on social media. And it was a little bit after Thanksgiving when I did it, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. And quite frankly, it took off on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. And I posted different clips on each one, not even knowing I really don't get that much traction on social media to this scale. So for example, what I mean by that is, so before I posted this video, I had I think 25,000 followers on Instagram, but I think I had maybe like 800 subscribers on YouTube and maybe like 12,000 followers on TikTok. In like less than 2 months, just off of these specific videos, I went to 76,000 followers on TikTok, 37,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now I think I'm at like 82,000 followers on Instagram. The TikTok reel has 7 million views. On YouTube, I think there's several YouTube shorts that have over 1 million or 2 million views. And on Instagram, I think it's at 1.3 million views. And then a couple of clips at 250, 300,000. So I guess it's a conversation about social media growth as well, but also about the apartment style DJing. Just because you don't necessarily like it doesn't mean it's not a good thing. And if you all understand how social media works, there's a point to doing all this. There's a point to capturing genuine reactions and capturing different transitions. Because at the end of the day, the common user on social media just wants to hear their 2 favorite songs, or their favorite song, and they're impressed by how you get from one song to the next. So the apartment style DJ thing, like, it's something that people gravitate towards. So I don't see the problem with doing it. It shouldn't be the end all be all. And of course, it's a trend. So trends come and go. I saw some guy that drives around with people DJing in the passenger seat. I've seen people DJing at taco shops, coffee shops, rooftops, out the back of a truck. I seen one guy who actually put a 360 camera on a shopping cart and put his controller in the top part of the shopping cart and was DJing while he was shopping at the grocery store. And I'm like, I'm not mad at it. Social media is free and it's the best advertising tool that we have right now. I know a lot of people, when they're looking for a new product, they'll get on social media and ask somebody for recommendations or have you heard of this? A lot of parties are advertised on social media like, oh, I see in so-and-so city they're doing this party. It looks crazy based on social media. I want to travel to that city and go to that party just based on the content you see on social media. The same way with I'm sure each and one of you listening to this audio right now has stopped and watched at least one cooking video, watching somebody cook something that you'll probably never cook yourself. And it's the way they frame it and the way they present it. It's like, oh, that looks good. And so those cooks, you know, get their following going. They start releasing cookbooks and YouTube videos. And now me and my wife sit down and watch YouTube videos every week of somebody trying different street foods or showing you how to cook this and that. And so social media is a free advertising tool. So why not use that to advertise your services? And when you want to advertise your services, you also want to know who the target audience is. So why not illustrate that in what you do on Instagram? So when it comes to the apartment style DJ videos, like the thing about this in general, and this actually goes to the next topic, is like, if I see somebody doing something and they're getting a lot of attention for it, how I feel about it doesn't matter. As long as, I mean, we're talking about DJing. We're not talking about politics or morals or anything of that nature. This is entertainment. So when it comes to entertainment, if somebody likes it, who am I to say it's not good? Or even if I don't like it, what's the purpose of me going online and telling you like, oh, y'all like this, y'all shouldn't like this because it's whack? I don't know how to define that other than that's hate. Because why would somebody be upset that somebody else is enjoying something that they don't enjoy? There are people that eat at restaurants and watch movies, and they're comedians and actors and all type of things that people like. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all like that. I don't like it, but I don't go on social media to tell you about it. So apartment style DJing, like I said, it's probably a phase that'll pass, but it's also, some people don't get opportunities in the club. So why not invite people over to your crib and use it as free advertising for if you're a good DJ or not. And then once you put it out, like I said, everything ain't for everybody. There's no product that has 100% customer satisfaction. So if some people don't like it, who cares? You're making it for the people that do like stuff like that. The reel I have on Instagram that has 1.3 million likes, views, and I don't know how many likes it has. 99% of the comments are, oh, I love it. Oh, this is great. And they're and in those comments are Grammy award winning producers, singers, songwriters, celebrities, athletes. But then there's also people that said, oh, this is trash. Oh, you should never do this. Oh, this is weak. I don't know why y'all like it. And I'm like, hey, whatever. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That really goes on to my next topic here. Hating on social media. And I said this on Twitter, and I got this from my man Trav Dave. If you think about the biggest hater that you know, it's probably a DJ, right? There's something about DJs when they see other DJs getting attention that they have to tell you that, oh, that's whack, or I don't know why you like that. I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand. I don't agree, but I definitely understand. And I'm explaining to you what I understand about it. I feel like a lot of people, some, a lot, but not all, got into DJing because they wanted something from it, which is either the attention or the money. It's usually the attention. And because it's a low barrier entry, because unlike rapping or singing, you don't have to have that much talent to do it at an acceptable level, especially with the technology today. So people get into it because it's an easy, quote unquote, easy way to get attention, right? So when they feel like somebody else is getting attention that they deserve, they have to go out of their way to tell you like, oh no, that's whack. You shouldn't like that. And what I've come to see is that it's never, if a DJ is telling you something else is whack, it's never somebody that's more successful than whoever they're telling you is whack. It's never somebody that got more motion than whatever else is getting attention. So to me, it just sounds like DJs are just mad because this person's getting attention and you're not. That's hating. Now, that doesn't mean you can't complain or criticize things that you see online, because of course you can. And if you care about the culture and the art form of DJing and you see something you don't like, of course you can speak on it. But once again, what do you get out of just saying that's just whack? Better feedback would be, hey, instead of doing this, you should probably do it this way, because that way you can still do your thing, but do it at a higher level that is more respectful to the culture of DJing. That's better feedback, in my opinion. There's a bunch of DJ podcasts out there like, y'all seen this? That's whack. Y'all think it's whack? I think it's whack too. And I'm like, what do you get out of just sitting around talking about, oh, this is whack, or oh, I got an unpopular opinion. Y'all all like this, but I don't like this. Man, that's whack, and you're a hater. So to people that do stuff on social media that get a lot of hate, just keep doing your thing. Remember, you doing stuff for the people that like it, not the people that don't. And if you constantly get online, especially if you're a DJ, to hate on other DJs, especially when you know how hard it is to DJ and what we go through and how everybody can be pleased, that I think you should reevaluate your opinions that you post online and what the purpose of them is. If your purpose is just to talk about what you don't like and why everybody else likes it, I feel like there are better ways to use your time. That's just my opinion. But like I said, I don't want to make this whole podcast about DJs hating on DJs or talking about what we don't like, because there's plenty of podcasts for that. The next topic I do want to talk about is gatekeeping. And this is going to be a brief topic, but I do think we need to bring back gatekeeping, because everybody can't go. But I do think there's a way to properly have a healthy way of gatekeeping. And this doesn't just apply to DJing. This applies to pretty much everything. So gatekeeping to most people seems like, a form of hate. It's like, you have resources that I could have to further me in my career and you won't give them to me for whatever reason, which is valid. And that kind of makes you a hater. But there is a such thing as healthy gatekeeping. And let me give you a specific scenario when it comes to DJing. Like I said, I am an open book. If you ask me a question, I'm going to try my best to answer it. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to try my best to find the answer to make sure that you have the information that you need. Because if me giving you information helps you be as successful as you want to be in life, then it's not on me to hold that from you, in my opinion. But when I say gatekeeping, I'm not just going to hand you success. I'm not just going to hand you a gig. You got to work for it. And here's a prime example. There's a DJ or somebody that wants to DJ who will remain nameless, because it's not my story to tell about them. They've told me all these years that they want to DJ and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you at least got to get a computer. If you don't have a computer, like, how are you going to, it's like if somebody give you piano lessons, but you don't have a piano at home, like, how are you going to practice what I taught you? Every week when I see you, like, if you can't go home and practice it, you're never going to learn. Same thing with, like, if you want to learn how to play basketball, you want to learn how to dribble a ball, you got to have a ball to practice at home. I can only show you so much when you're sitting in front of me. Same thing with DJing. So I was like, man, bro, you at least got to go get a laptop, because using other people's laptops, it's kind of like going in somebody else's kitchen trying to cook. Like, the way music is organized, the same way dishes are organized in the kitchen, is different for every person. So this person surprised me because they actually went out and bought a laptop. I guess that wasn't surprising, because, like, you can use a laptop for everything. A laptop doesn't tell me that you're committed to learn how to DJ. But I was surprised to know that this person also went out and bought a controller. So yes, now they have everything they need to learn. So this person sent me a mix, asked me what I thought about it. I gave them my feedback, and they were very receptive of it. But now it's like, all right, you got the equipment that you need, you got the feedback that you need. Go and practice. Now that's on you. I'm not going to practice for you. I'm not going to practice with you, because I don't have the time to do that. If you want to do this, I'll give you all the information that you need, but it's on you to go make it happen. And I can say up to this point, this person is specifically doing that. And that's what I think healthy gatekeeping is. I'm not withholding no information for you. I'll give you my time as far as give you the information. What I'm not going to do is just give you a gig because I know you. I'm not going to put you in place to DJ when I feel like you're not ready, but I am going to help you on your way to getting ready. And that's what I think healthy gatekeeping is. And we need more of that. Everybody can't go. You can't just put whoever you want on just because whatever. But you also can't be like every DJ that come up, you're like, nah, you whack, get out of here. Nah, I ain't helping you. I mean, you can. I'm just not doing that because I'm very adamant about not giving everybody the experience that I had when I first started DJing, where nobody gave me, well, a lot of people didn't give me no advice. A lot of people didn't want me to win or to see me have any success. So I taught myself a lot of this stuff, and I wish I knew some stuff sooner because I'd be further along in my career. So if somebody coming behind me wants to go further in their career and I had the information to help them out, then why wouldn't I? It's on you to make something out of the information, of course. Those are really all the topics that I wanted to cover. I did want to end this with some questions I asked on Instagram if anybody had questions for DJs. And so I'm going to go to that really quick. I'm going to tell you what everybody said. I asked me a DJ related question. And I asked this yesterday at 3:42. So there's still like some time to go before this expires. If you ask a question after that, I'm sorry, I'll get to it later. So first question is, how do you choose what to play in the mix? DJing is about reading the crowd. You should do some research beforehand on what the demo is for the crowd and then have a set prepared and then also be ready to pivot. I think probably my biggest strength is to be able to look into the crowd and kind of figure out, just based off of what I see, what people want to hear, whether it's a corporate event, whether it's a kids event, and everything in between. So that's how I choose what to play. Have you ever used a smaller DJ equipment to do shows, or is it all vinyl all the time? I use everything. I started with 1200s and a Gemini mixer and Serato, and I currently usually use a DJ controller, whether it's a Rev 7 or a Rain 1, because they have the moving platters and it's just more comfortable. I feel like it's the best of both worlds between bringing out turntables and using a controller that's lighter and more convenient. But I use everything. I've even used I have a Reloop Ready, which is a small, compact controller. It's probably the size of a laptop, and it works great. So yeah, they always say it's a poor carpenter who blames his tools, and I don't do that. I enjoy listening to your music when on Instagram. Can you make a mixtape or MP3 of your music that I can run to for a 10-mile race? First of all, shout out to you for doing 10 miles. I ran 2 half marathons in my life. I know that's surprising looking at me because I'm fat, but I did. But yeah, a 10-mile race is probably gonna be like depending on how fast you run, a 2 to 3 hour mix. I don't know if I got that in me, but I got SoundCloud, so just make a playlist out of my SoundCloud mixes. What is the number one request? Number one request. There is no number one request, but I can tell you in general, and I've covered this before. I'll cover it on a future episode. DJ requests, just don't do them. Like, let the DJ work. Unless it's a private event, like a birthday party or a wedding, and you're paying the DJ. Basically, if you didn't pay the DJ, don't request a song from him. Let him work. And if a lot of things I hear is that, oh, the DJ is trash. If the DJ is trash, then stop patronizing those events where the DJ performs. But going up and requesting a song that you want to hear, it's a multi-layered thing on why requests are very selfish and self-centered. So just don't do them. How'd you learn your transitions? Trial and error and YouTube, and also standing next to other DJs and watching how they transition, because you can learn something from everybody. Like I said, it's just like hooping. Different crossovers, different jump shots, all that. You take a little bit from everybody and put it in your game and try to improve on it and make it your own. So that's how you learn transitions. To scratch or not to scratch, what say you? Know your crowd and know who wants to hear it and who doesn't. Scratching should be used like seasoning, just enough, but not too much. I'm not a scratch expert, but I'm working on it. That's something I didn't get to till late in my career. So I'm not the one to ask about scratching, but there's a time and a place for it, just like everything else. Have you ever booked a gig and then been like, dang, I just want to rest today? Or are you always in the mood for music and vibes? There are several times I booked a gig like, man, I don't want to do this. I just want to be at the crib. Especially when it's a gig, when there was a deposit. They pay me my fee beforehand, because then I feel like I'm DJing for free, because that money usually spent already. But I'm very adamant about making sure people get their money's worth, and that whether it's somebody booked me for a corporate gig or somebody paid $20 to get into a club that I'm at, I want to make sure you get at your money's worth. So I always try to rise to the occasion and make sure my next DJ gig I treat it like my last, because I don't know. I'm just all about that. Like, I feel like people spend their hard earned money and time. Money you can get back, time you can't. If you spend your time with me, it's important that it was worthwhile. You can't please everybody, but I try my best. So, however I feel in the moment, I try to make sure that I turn up. Are you into DJ battles like a contest? I like watching DJ battles. I've never been in one. Mainly because when I think DJ battles, I think like the DMCs, and I'm gonna be honest, my skill level is nowhere near that to where I could battle anybody. I have seen there's some DJ battles as far as like 10-minute sets or your best blends or whatever. I would do one of those. If there's one available, I'd sign up. What's my favorite era of music? I don't even know. I can make up an answer, but I really don't have an answer just because I love music in general across all genres, across all eras. It's all good. If you're asking me, if I absolutely have to pick one, it's going to be 90s and 2000s R&B, but it's not necessarily a favorite. And I feel like just like a lot of DJs out of there, I don't even listen to a lot of music in my free time. It's usually podcasts just because it's hard to listen to music all day professionally and then listen to it casually. But yeah, those were the questions. I appreciate you guys' questions. Like I said, I feel like there's another topic, and I know as soon as I turn this podcast off, I'm going to remember what it is. But there are interviews on the way. If there's anybody in particular that you want to see me interview or hear me interview, let me know. Nobody's out of bounds. And plus, I could just ask. I mean, they'll either say no or yes or not reach back. But whether that's DJs out of Columbus, DJs out of Ohio, DJs personally, somebody that you feel like their DJ story needs to be told, let me know. Also, if you like this, please like, share, subscribe. If you know a DJ that would benefit from listening to this, send it to them. If you have questions that you want answered, hit me up on Instagram. Leave a comment on the YouTube video. But I'm really trying to fill time so I could try to remember what it was that I wanted to end with. And I usually write this stuff down. I feel like it was a good topic too. Oh well. Once again, put it on record. The podcast about DJing by DJs. DJ Burn, Don't Fret, Recio. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. And I promise it won't be another 2 years. It'll probably be next week, and it'll probably be an interview. So, peace out.